What up, everyone? Today, let's go clean up this mess and bring it back to something that looks nice. Overall, when I first put in all the paver edging around my house, there was a tree in the middle of this. By now, that tree has died and it's turned into a weed pit. So let's clean it up and let's make it look nice. This is the goal, to make this little corner of my landscaping match the rest of the house. As you can see, it flows from the left side of my driveway all the way around to the side of my yard. First order of business, this overgrown mess. I mowed down every weed, vine, mystery plant growing here, and then I vacuumed it up. Yes, I said vacuumed. Work smarter, not harder. The goal for this area is to have a clean and functional walkway and something that looks nice to, hopefully, once it's fully grown, hide those ugly trash cans back there. Next up, this downspout is always in the way. You can see it's been smashed a few times and it has stains on it. The stains are from the barn door project, but it just highlights the problem that it's always in the way. My wife and I had the crazy idea to have a landscaping come out here and do this work along with other landscaping projects. And when talking to multiple landscaping companies, they all said burying a downspout in Minnesota isn't a problem. So I did what any rational person would do. Instead of paying one of those companies a bunch of money to do it, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and did it myself. I didn't expect to find the rabbit hole debate in the landscaping community about tubing sizes and types, but here we are. After over-analyzing the problem for longer than I'd like to admit, I bought what Home Depot had in stock. It's linked below if you're interested. In short, make sure you slope away from your house the entire way, and bigger is better. Think 4-inch piping went into the 4-inch gutter downspout and 4-inch connector on the emitter. And the corrugated piping has a bunch of bumps in it, which some believe prevent clogs over using PVC. It's kind of dealer's choice on what you want to use depending upon your yard and budget, etc. In this case, it's 5-6 feet. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. All right, it's testing time. Let's see if take 2 doesn't break everything like take 1 did. Since I don't know next time it's gonna rain, we'll just have to fake it with the hose. Water's going. There's the gutter. Just really hoping not to have to get out a ladder to test this, but oh, it is trickling down. It'll pop up. Amazon driver just drove by, kind of gave me a weird look. I don't blame him. Oh, there it goes. I apologize, it's super shaky. I just realized I forgot to turn on stabilization before I did this, but test successful. Once the buried downspout was installed, I tested it before going further, and to the commenter on the short of this test, the emitter only rises to the pressure level of the current amount of rain. So light rain looks like it's leaking out and doesn't pop up like a sprinkler. If it pops up like a sprinkler, we probably have bigger problems. And of course, it starts raining, so day 1 is done. Day 2 of this planter refresh project. I've already started my day at Home Depot getting half of today's supplies. So let's go dig a hole for a sidewalk. Concrete takes a week to cure, so let's get going. I marked out the sidewalk in line with the sidewalk on the other side of the driveway and accounted for the size of the form as well. This sidewalk is going to be about 30 inches wide by 5 feet long. I matched the other sidewalk's depth at 3 inches and dug out the ground to include a 4-inch gravel base. built a simple form out of non-treated lumber. There's no reason to spend extra money on pressure treated. The whole thing's going in the trash once we're done anyways. But you have to stake it down and level it out. A few bags of gravel later and we have a strong base. This step is important if you want your concrete to last more than one winter without cracking like your willpower during a Home Depot checkout. I leveled everything out and staked the form down. The more time you spend here, the less time you'll spend fixing the stakes later. Don't ask me how I know that. I made the final tweaks to the gravel base so everything was square and flush. The top of the stakes got trimmed down so it can screed the concrete after it's poured. Now it's time for the sprint. I got 10 bags of concrete mixed manually, one at a time, by myself. Why do I keep doing this to myself? I screeded the surface smooth by dragging a straight 2x4 across the form, leveling everything out and removing all the excess concrete. This is a forearm workout. I wish I would have dug a little bit more around the form so there'd be a little bit more working area, but way too late for that now. So let's just keep going. Next, I floated the surface with a magnesium float. This part I believe I overdo every time I work with concrete. It says to float away all the excess moisture, but when I do it, it just seems like I raise all the extra aggregate to the top and I lose some of the finish. But I'll let you be the judge of my concrete abilities during the review of this video. And the only way you get better at something is if you keep trying and learning from your mistakes. So concrete is definitely one of those things where I gotta keep working on. While the concrete dries, I gotta show you this. Not another porch pirate. Alright, it's time to do something about this. So I kept getting those "your package was delivered" texts, but nothing was ever on my porch. Turns out it wasn't Amazon's fault. It was Karen from 2 doors down. And that's when I installed this, the Hudson by Stonemore. Took me 10 minutes to bolt it down. It's weatherproofed, locked with a real key, and has a soft shock pad so even fragile stuff won't get wrecked. Packages go in here and nobody's getting in unless they live here. And it's not just for packages. Documents, returns, or even groceries can fit in the Hudson as well. Honestly, it's nice to know that this won't get stolen by a neighbor kid or taken away in a storm. Thank you to Stonemore for sponsoring this video. And if you are interested in purchasing one for yourself, there's a link in the description below. The concrete has cured a week later. So let's take the forms off and get this area put back together again. I reinstalled the paver edging around where it was originally to put everything back together, and I added an extra strip of pavers down the side of the concrete walkway. This is to mimic the appearance that is also on the other side of the driveway. Some may say it's like a clean border in a PowerPoint, but that's just if you feel like mixing office life and landscaping together there. I dug a new hole for the new bush. This one, once it gets grown to full size, it will block the view of the trash cans from the street, being functional and beautiful, just like you. And finally, the grand reveal. Cleaned concrete walkway installed, bush planted, landscaping rocks all laid out to tie it all together, and from a forgotten corner to something that looks, well, intentional, nice, brings the whole house together. And with that, this project's a wrap.